Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Hi.
Today, do you want to tell them what you did, Melinda?
Yeah, I built a theater. It's a pretty
fancy.
small one, but that's because one of my friends, I don't know if any of you know that, but I'm in a theater group. How do you call it? Group?
Course? It's not course.
Yeah, whatever.
I'd say
so
group.
A theater group. And one of my friends from that group asked me if I could build a theater. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. And he wanted it to be really small because he actually wanted me to build something that he could build in real life. Because he has all of those visions of like a theater, a new theater that's just ours and So yeah, but in the end it turned out a bit bigger than
I was gonna say it's
initially
not that
wanted
small.
to be. Yeah, but that's just because if it's bigger, there's a lot more you can do, in the on the inside and stuff. So it ended up being bigger.
But I think it's still kind of a small theater. Like, I've been to a few theaters in my life, and all the small ones were like a bit smaller than this. I guess they only had one floor. And not two, but that's because we live in a city, and like, who can afford to have like an actual building in the city, you know?
Yeah,
so
true.
Usually, I mean, unless it's like the professional theaters, obviously they are just buildings, but it costs a lot to go there, so that makes sense. Anyways, if you listened this far, you can let us know if you're a fan of theaters. Because I know Melinda is, I'm not that much.
Yeah, you refuse to come to any of our shows.
I have the socially awkward, I guess, problem. Like, I cannot do certain things because I think they're gonna be cringe, and I cannot stand the cringe. Yeah, but like, everything I'm used to when it's like amateur theaters, when we had to go with school, or like when people at school performed, and I was like, I don't like being
I would
here.
say that's different though. I mean, I think
it probably is, but you know.
Yeah, I feel like the level that we're doing it on is pretty high.
I'm sure it is because you're in it, Melinda, and you're great, so everything's gonna be great. She laughs herself. It was a compliment, just take it. Anyways, I think that's why I don't like it. I just have prejudices, and I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I like.
You should have come to this show because this one that we're doing right now is really good.
Yeah, but I can't.
I'm just gonna show you. No, a video's bad. I would
know.
feel like a video makes it
cringe.
worse. Yeah,
I don't know, I
video's
just have
always
to
more cringe than actually being there.
True. Do English people say jump over your own shadow? Because that's what we say when you have to
overcome your fears.
Yeah, well, it's funnier to say jump over your own shadow. Well, it just
Maybe
means
they
you have
say
to,
that.
like,
Just say that.
I just said it twice. But yeah, so I just have to do that, like overcome my social fears, I guess. But it's hard. I can't. Like yesterday, I almost had a meltdown because I had this doctor's appointment, but like my boyfriend had this really spontaneous job interview. So I was like just thinking about that, being like, oh, did he get there all right? You know, because last time he was late because the trains were kind of weird and he didn't realize he was on the wrong train and stuff. So it was all really stressful for me. And I think that's why I forgot, because for some reason, right, my brain's like, I call the doctors to make an appointment. I write down the day, but not the time. Like, who does that? It's just like, oh, Thursday the 29th. And then I was like, oh, yeah, but what time? You know, so I meant to call, but I forgot to call. And I assume it was around 3 because that's when I finished uni on Tuesdays. So, like, well, not when I finished, but when I could be there because I finished at 2.
Right.
But then I totally forgot, and then we sat on the sofa, my boyfriend and I was just eating. I was like, shoot, you know, and then I really started panicking, and it's so stupid because it's just a bloody doctor's appointment. It's not like they're gonna fine me or like, you know, be like,
it's not like you're gonna be
Mrs.
arrested.
Yeah, but like, it's such a socially bad situation for me to be like, oh shoot, I forgot something, because I don't like forgetting things. Like, it really stress. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but it stresses me out. And then I called about 6 times yesterday, no one picked up, and now I have to call again today, and I'm like, I don't want to. You know. Yeah, I saw this. My boyfriend showed this meme to me. I think he found it on Reddit because he's secretly married to Reddit. I think he's on Reddit more than he talks to me.
Oh, I don't
Literally
know.
every time I see him, he's on his phone on Reddit. It's like an addiction. I guess it's like us in Sims, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
I can deal with it. It's fine. He's fine. But he showed me this meme, and it showed all the different steps of becoming an adult. And it was like, oh, going to uni, paying your own bills, you know. And then it all got like, so there was like these different symbols where it's like a foot stepping on a dinosaur and stuff, like just like random things. And then the last step on the bottom was like making your own doctor's appointments, and I was like, oh, I can relate so much to that because like at some points I'm still like calling my mom and I'm like, can you just make this doctor's appointment for me? Because I just hate it. I don't know, there's something about it. I'm fine with like doctors I go to regularly. So I think dentists and like women's doctors and like all these doctors that you kind of have to go to at least twice a year.
Right.
I'm fine because they know me, so I'm like, I need an appointment and then it's done. But I hate being referred to a different doctor because of something. Like when I had my neck pain, I had to call different people for like an MRA and stuff because I had to get these done. And I was like on the phone shivering because I was like, how do I even say what I need? Because like you get this prescription to the doctor, right? And it just says random like Latin words on it that they want you to get tested on, and you're like, well, it's this, and then you totally pronounce it wrong.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you mean that? And then I'm like,
Probably.
I don't know. You know, and it's just so cringe for me to call and be like, you need an appointment. They're always like, have you been here before? And you're like, no. And I always have the instinct when they pick up the phone and go like, oh, hello, it's this and this doctor's office. I always have the instinct to just go like, right, bye, and just hang up for some reason.
I used to be like that too, but since we've been in America, it got way better for me.
Yeah. Oh,
I
funny,
don't know. Right
funny
now I
story.
can handle it.
Do you want to tell them the story about my gym membership?
Didn't we tell them that already? Like a
Did we?
few months back.
I don't
I don't
remember
know.
that.
So anyway, when we were in America, at the like in the end, we had to cancel our gym memberships because obviously we couldn't go there anymore and didn't want to still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So you needed to call someone to actually get out of the contract.
So stupid.
And Cora just couldn't do it. So she was like, well, I had to write something for like a college thing or whatever. So she was like, I'm gonna write this for you if you call the gym and cancel my contract. And I was like, okay. So I had to call there and they asked me so many like personal details and stuff. I was like, oh shoot. The good thing is that I knew all of them.
Well,
like
you
they
know me
asked
really
me your
well.
email address and your birthday and whatever, like a lot of your address and stuff. I was like, oh.
Imagine they would have been like, what's your email address? And you just go like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I was so scared that I would just do like
get
give them the
something
wrong information
that
and
would've been
stuff.
funny,
I was
though.
like, okay. Because I was not saying I'm calling for my friend. I was obviously pretending I was you. So.
Obviously. Who doesn't do that, you know? Oh, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Also, that stupid essay took so much more time than just calling that gym.
In the end, I still had to write a bit of it, though.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Also, I think I didn't end
I
up...
would have done it without you writing that, but
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not telling you that before.
Thanks, Melinda. You're such a great friend. Always here to
I just
support
want you.
me.
Well, you always have to give something if you're taking something.
Yeah, no, but usually I was fine in America for phone calls because you had to do so many. Like, Americans just love phone calls. I don't phone call anyone. I don't phone call friends.
No.
I don't phone... Like, the only person I actually phone call is my mom and my grandma.
Yeah.
I don't talk to anyone else on the phone.
I sometimes call friends when, like, I have... I don't know, when there's something that's really urgent and that's just way faster
Yeah.
on the phone, over the phone. So that's the only situations where I actually call people. But otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, just gonna text them.
Same, and whenever someone calls you, you're like, why
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
you
always
just
like,
text me?
I was busy. I didn't
Sorry.
see you calling. Sorry.
Yeah, just texting back a minute later. Was busy, sorry. What is it? No,
I'm
I
in
think
an important meeting with myself.
myself and my Sims. That's enough reason.
I added a room.
Oh, yeah, that's so
like,
cool.
Because that's what you actually need in a theater.
Is it to control like the lights and the sounds?
Yeah, exactly. So I
Right.
just put a lot of different equipment thingies in.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
That's really good.
because I try to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
To a degree where I actually know what you need, because I'm not obviously not a professional.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have a theater. I mean, I'm in a theater club, but we don't really have a theater. We're just in like a huge hall where there's a stage, you know, but it's not nothing fancy like that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Because you're not rich. Yeah, that makes sense. I think you did a really good job. I like the little, whatchamacallit, the sitting area. I don't know. Whatever that's
where
called.
the seats are.
Yeah, like the little hall.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I like how it's open to the top and you did like the little balconies. That looks
Right.
really like historian to me. Historic?
Yeah, I tried to incorporate a bit of a marble theme too. Like the
fancy.
stairs, I think marble, and outside I was trying to make it look a bit older, but not really. You know, it's pretty much like white on the outside, or like a
Also,
beige or something.
I think it looks really good.
yeah.
Also, every time I watch speedballs, people have the grid on when they build. And I feel like, am I the only person that turns it off?
I'm turning it off when I don't need it, you know, but in this case,
do you ever
I
need
needed
it?
it because sometimes you just want to measure if it's in the center, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where I need the grid.
I guess I just don't care about that.
You see, it's off.
Oh, nice. I don't think I can
Because when I
focus
do
when it's on.
decoration and stuff, I don't need it because it doesn't matter where on the grid it is. But sometimes you just need to have it in a certain spot, I think, because I'm a perfectionist.
I'm usually, but like with furniture, I'm like, who really has a house and goes, right, this has to be bang on in the middle, you know,
Yeah.
like you don't do that. So I guess I don't even
Yeah,
notice
it's
when
just
it's
me
not.
probably.
No, I think a lot of people have the grid on because whenever I watch Speedballs, I'm like, oh, they have the grid on. And I just notice because for me, it's so stressful to build. Like, not to watch. I don't care when it's on when I watch. But when I build, it stresses me out because I feel like restrained by the grid. Like, I feel like it's imprisoning me. My creativity. I can't
I
think
don't know.
straight.
It just bothers me when I'm trying to see if the flooring is good or the colors work
Yeah.
together. But like when I try to place something, it's mostly on.
I guess that's when I turn the grid off because I have it on obviously when I build the outside because that would be weird. Like,
Yeah.
maybe we should do a no grid challenge.
Oh god.
Because I think doing the outside without grid would
Can
bother
you
me.
even turn off the? Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can turn it off straight away and then just not use it.
Weird.
Because I think I built the outside and the roofs and stuff, and then as soon as I move in, I do the flooring, I turn off the grid, and then it stays off. I think that's what I do because I don't know. Also, I love that new rug from Get Famous. There's this one swatch with like the red theme, and I used it I think in the 10-minute build challenge, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Because it's more cozy. Because I kind of like when I built modern builds. I think you do that too. Like, I like to make them a bit more cozy on the inside. Because I do like really modern builds too, but I obviously also like a lot of plants and all of that stuff, and making it look like someone actually lives there.
Yeah, true.
Because let's face it, we're not the neatest of people.
Yeah, we don't want it to look clinical.
Yeah, also, our living room is always a mess.
Yeah.
Because we're 4 people, and 4 people sit here about 12 hours a day.
Also, no one really cares.
No, I don't know. And I like a bit of, like, chaos. I live in the chaos, you know? Like, I do like when I clean up and it's all nice and you're like, oh, that's what it can look like. But then the next day I'm like taking out tissues out of my bags, you know, putting down receipts, and then I'm like, oh, I'll clean that up tomorrow, I guess.
You're the person that leaves around most of the stuff.
I think I just have more stuff than everyone else.
Yeah.
And the thing
because
is,
you lived here for 22
Yeah.
years. I
have a lot of
actually think
stuff.
of how old you are.
23, but it's okay.
So 23 years. I mean, younger.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks, Belinda.
Yeah. So that's probably why, because when we moved here, we had to like kind of get rid of some of the stuff that we owned.
Obviously, yeah.
And you still have all the stuff from your childhood, probably.
Also, I think because my PC is here, and I always have a few things next to me. My PC, you know, I have like my notes, and I have my tissues. Then I have daily things like my water.
Yeah,
and
I
drink
wish
tea
I
every
could
day,
do
and,
that,
like,
but I didn't like the spot my spot on the table is in
The food
a
spot.
position where I can't put stuff. So
I just put it on the piano behind
Too
you.
bad
I
for
mean,
me.
we have a piano because I played the piano for like 8 years, and then I stopped. So now it's kind of just like storage area. If you'd see it right now, there's so much stuff just laying on top of it. But I also think I have a lot of stuff here because my boyfriend moved in, so my room is not only my room now. So I feel more guilty leaving it doesn't make sense. I feel more guilty leaving things in the bedroom than here, even though there's 4 people living in this room.
Makes sense.
I think it's more like because I like the place where I sleep to be pretty neat, but when I think and do things, like I don't really care.
For me, it's the other way around, I think.
Isn't there a saying that it says a genius has to live in chaos or something like that? A
Maybe we're
genius
all
lives in
geniuses.
chaos. I mean, I obviously am. Nuts. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, so I don't think a genius would have that struggle.
I think they would, because a lot of people like that are really smart don't really know what they want to do, I think.
Yeah, but you know what? I think when I went to America, I became really dumb because I can't focus anymore.
Oh, same.
It might be because I was in that working thing once, so now it's really hard to learn new things. Like,
Also,
I'm so
you're
confused.
just missing to be off, you know?
Yeah.
Because right now, you're never off schedule or whatever. No, I mean,
Because-
not never off.
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
how
never
you say
off. Just never
it?
off.
You're just never off because you always have to learn more things,
do
or
homework,
new things, and
think about appointments that you have to do.
Right.
And you're like, it's crazy. I miss that Friday night feeling where you just get
Yeah.
in from like work and you're like, weekend, you know, like.
Well, I
you're
never
just
had that,
like-
but you did.
I mean, I chose a host family where I had free weekends, my own place. They paid for my food and fuel. Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. But I would have been mad if they didn't pay for my fuel because, I mean, we lived in the middle of nowhere. I
Yeah.
pretty much, because at least you lived in that gated community, which we were a part of, but our house was outside.
Not that far, though.
No, only like 10 minutes away. But I mean,
It
we
wasn't
lived on the
10
road
minutes.
to walk.
Oh, maybe.
Not by car. By car, I was at yours in like a minute. If the guy at the gate was actually reacting fast. They were cute, though. I like the people, the guards at the gate. But anyways, we lived outside. And I mean, if I wanted to just go to a supermarket or to Starbucks or like to a food place, I couldn't go without a car. So I find it a bit ridiculous to let the pair that you got into the situation not pay for the fuel.
Yeah, I think it's just
like
that makes you. That's
Stuck
you're
at
basically
home.
forced to stay at home all the time
yeah.
if no one pays for your
Definitely.
fuel and stuff, because you can't afford to go somewhere.
It is. Anyways, this video is coming to an end.
Yep.
Hope you liked it. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.